Hi again, everyone. I'm 2Works4U Storm Shield Chief Meteorologist Brett Anthony, and it is time to talk about the month of September forecast in this edition of Weather Wise. Based on a couple of things here, the Lezak recurring cycle theory is in a transition now. We have seen the dog days of August come and go. We're going to get some natural cooling, but the LRC will be finding a new pattern beginning in October. So as we take a look at the rainfall in September, you'll note that in August we had a little bit of a dip. We were on a trend down, and now in September we're going to see a little bit of an uptick in the amount of rainfall that we will see. But for the year, we are behind. We're about 6 3/4 of an inch behind. All right, here's the jet stream, and this is going to be critical to what we're talking about when it comes to September weather. You can see it's kind of a river of winds about 18 to 20,000 feet off the surface of the earth. Now watch what happens as I put it into motion, and you'll notice that the river of winds takes a dip across the southwestern part of the United States and then races across Oklahoma. We talk about a secondary severe weather season beginning in September, and next Wednesday we have a little what we call jet streak overhead, some stronger winds that'll create some lift, so maybe some thunderstorms middle part of next week. And then we see, as we look ahead, a little dip here in the jet a week from Sunday, and you'll note that maybe some cooler air, maybe some thunderstorms. Also notice the strongest winds up here across the Great Lakes, and this is going to correlate to something I'm going to show you here in just a second. It's going to be the rainfall amount. Keep an eye on the amount of rainfall over the Great Lakes. Notice from Omaha to Minneapolis to Chicago over toward Detroit, that's where we find the strongest or best energy, best lift in the atmosphere, and that's where most of the rain falls. Meantime, here in Tulsa, in the next couple of weeks, we could see about 0.8 of an inch to 0.9 of an inch of rainfall, and pretty common numbers all around the area. So here's the September extended outlook. We know it's going to be beautiful through the Labor Day weekend. We know we're getting some heat back in here on the 5th. Could be a few pop-up thunderstorms too as we head through next Wednesday into Thursday. But the weather could turn stormy with that jet stream energy diving in our direction next Friday into Saturday and Sunday around the 10th to the 11th. Then we'll come out of that with some tranquil September days toward the 12th and the 13th, and then we'll warm up and maybe get a little more humid 14th and 15th before another storm could impact us around the 16th and the 17th, and then perhaps our first big push of cooler air here by the 18th to the 20th. It might really feel like fall. Of course, fall arrives on the 22nd. It may arrive kind of on a warm note here on the 22nd, and then another push of cooler air toward the end of the month. Of course, we're basing that on just the way the pattern is setting up. The real pattern, the LRC, the new LRC, or Lezak recurring cycle theory, will not be determined until the beginning of October to the middle of November. Then that cycle will set up, and then it will begin to repeat, and from that we'll be able to tell what the winter forecast will be, and we will issue that sometime in November. So that's it for this edition of Weather Wise. We hope you enjoyed it. Of course, you can always check back at KJRH.com for more Weather Wise. Have a happy and safe Labor Day holiday weekend.